The diversity on this panel for me is just really exciting because we get to dip into all manner of models and see how they've been applied and how they've kind of influenced the women that we have today. Dr. Molly, your turn, please.
All right, thank you. Ladies, this is actually really good that I can build on what you spoke about. I think, Sophie, you mentioned having an experience where you had a lot of hard work. That was part of your experience on the mission school. And I had the same thing at Monte Cassino, where we had to really fend for ourselves because it was part of the program. So there were a number of aspects about being a student at a school like Monte Cassino. So I'm a big advocate and a celebrator of my community, of Macheke, and therefore I'm so excited to be here even to speak about that school. We were one of those schools that actually produced the best results when it came to O-level, and now they actually have, since I left, an A-level program, and they continue to do that. A lot of that was a lot more about the discipline, which initially when you first started, you felt as if someone was being very hard on you. Only after you have left that school system, and for me, I had a different experience having an opportunity to go to Hillcrest College. It's a whole story about how I even got there, coming from my rural settings and very, I guess, low middle class when it came to access to resources, primarily because I was one of 7 kids. But when I got to Hillcrest, one of the things that I noticed was I had a cultured sense of being. I had a deep spiritual perspective that was already, holding me up in a way that was important. But I also began to open my eyes and recognize that when we talk about the glass ceiling, it's a lot more about resources, because my math teacher, who was a white woman at Hillcrest, approached me and said, have you ever thought about writing the SATs? And I said, what are SATs? I was now at Hillcrest in Form 5. And she said, you're so smart, you're so good in math, you should actually be thinking about going to the US for college. That would not have happened at Monte Cassino, at least at the time. But one of the things that I learned, having been at school like Monte Cassino, that was all girls. So a lot of dynamics there about women supporting women, but also what teenage women go through, which is the real challenge of figuring out what does it mean to be confident? What does it mean to be in relation to other? A lot of that you had to figure out on your own, because we didn't have the fancy programs that allowed us to be more, let's say, in the outward bound and getting into the community and really understanding what's it like to be a citizen of Zimbabwe. Those things where we were kind of sheltered from, and yet when I look back, a good aspect of who I am today are very much the things that started there. When it comes to privilege, and we'll talk, I'm sure, a little bit later about that, I knew about those challenges from early on, and this was more from the racial politics aspect, where I couldn't choose what school I could go to because schools were segregated. So I'll stop there for now to allow others to speak, but I'll tell you that being a rural girl is primarily why I'm so amazing.
Wow, this is just so much to pick from. I don't even know where to start.